Welcome back to another episode of Out Loud Geek, where we discuss news and views about pop culture, science fiction, fantasy, food, cooking, the outdoors, and more. It's time, once again, for another depressing dose of dismal Disney. Longtime Disney CFO Christine McCarthy is stepping down from her position, which she has held since June 30th, 2015. So having worked for the Disney company for 23 years, she's been the company's CFO for 8 years and is widely rumored to have been the person behind the firing of Bob Chapek as CEO last November. In fact, as of May, McCarthy, Chapek, and former entertainment chief Kareem Daniel were named as defendants in an investor's lawsuit, which claims that the corporate restructuring that occurred during Chapek's leadership was allegedly done as a fraudulent scheme to hide Disney Plus streaming costs in order to deceive investors of actual losses and inflate growth trajectory of the service. So while we may never know whether Disney's claim that McCarthy is stepping down and ultimately leaving the company as a result of family medical leave, it may very well have more to do with the lawsuit, which accuses the three executives of having, quote, repeatedly misled investors about the success of the Disney Plus platform by concealing the true costs of the platform, concealing the expenses and difficulty of maintaining robust Disney Plus subscriber growth, and claiming that the platform was on a track to achieve profitability, unquote. The lawsuit was filed as a securities class action on behalf of all purchasers of the Disney common stock between December 10th, 2020 and November 8th, 2022, which could potentially include thousands of members, as well as the pension fund, and is seeking damages and injunctive relief on its securities fraud claims. Part of the lawsuit claims that Chapek's October 2020 restructuring of the Disney company was a, quote, dramatic departure from Disney's historical reporting structure, unquote, and was put into place to conceal the costs associated with its Disney Plus streaming service in order to, quote, hide the extent of Disney Plus losses and to make the growth trajectory of Disney Plus subscribers appear sustainable and 2024 Disney Plus targets appear achievable when they were not, unquote. Chapek's restructuring, quote, took power away from the creative content-focused executives and centralized it in a new reporting group led by defendant Daniel, who reported directly to defendant Chapek, unquote. And if there had been fraudulent accounting activity, as CFO, McCarthy, at the very least, would likely have known what was going on. How could she have not known if that was indeed the intent as the lawsuit alleges? The timing of her departure is highly questionable. But who's replacing her as CFO? Executive Vice President Kevin Lansbury will be taking over as interim CFO on July 1st. He has worked at Disney for over 35 years and has held a wide range of roles in finance, business development, alliances, and operations. Since 2018, Lansbury has served as Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of the company's Parks, Experiences, and Products business. Prior to that, Lansbury served as Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of Walt Disney Parks and Resorts, where he was responsible for the financial planning and fiscal management of domestic and international theme parks and resorts, Disney Cruise Line, Disney Vacation Club, Adventures by Disney, Walt Disney Imagineering, revenue management and analytics, global business development, and consumer products. In addition, he previously served as Senior Vice President of Revenue Management and Analytics for the Parks and Resorts segment and Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of the domestic and international businesses. In other words, Lansbury is not connected to Hollywood as Christine McCarthy clearly was, and having come from the park side, his experience is similar to Chapek's prior to being CEO, which I find rather interesting. In a statement, Iger said, Kevin has been with the company for more than 3 decades and is a trusted lieutenant to Christine. He has my complete confidence, and I look forward to working with him during this transition. Of McCarthy, Iger said, quote, Christine McCarthy is one of the most admired financial executives in America. Well, in his mind at least. And her impact on the Walt Disney Company during 23 years of dedicated service cannot be overstated. Among her many contributions to the company, one of the things I admire most about Christine is the generous mentorship she has provided to so many of her colleagues over the years, including countless women. She has opened doors, created opportunities, and served as a role model for women at every level of business, not just at Disney, but around the world." Unquote. Victoria Alonso certainly didn't get this kind of send-off. Obviously, with McCarthy's departure and Lansbury taking over her position as interim CFO, there will be a lot more shuffling around of various execs within Disney. What I'm personally curious about is Lansbury's apparent lack of a Hollywood pedigree. As CFO, he would undoubtedly gain a lot of influence over who remains and who might be ousted from other executive positions, which could include the presidency of Lucasfilm that's currently under the authoritarian control of Kathleen Kennedy. Having come from the park side of Disney's house, could Lansbury be one of the people who pushed for the closure of the infamous financial disaster known as the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel? Wouldn't it be interesting if Kathleen Kennedy's control over Lucasfilm's finances may now be overseen by someone who might have helped to pull the plug on her beloved sequel trilogy-based overpriced immersive theme park experience that only super rich hardcore Star Wars fans could afford? As interim CFO, any budgeting for movies, including all of Kathleen Kennedy's 3 latest movie announcements, would now, I assume, have to go through Lansbury. Speculatively, if McCarthy's departure is related to the investor lawsuit, maybe Bob Iger is planning to make further top executive changes via Kevin Lansbury, especially if Kathleen Kennedy's overpriced movie, Indiana Jones and the Dildo of Disaster, flops in theaters as I and others have projected. Only time will tell. Thanks for watching today, and a huge thanks to everyone who has subscribed to our channel. We appreciate your support. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button, and please feel free to share a comment. If you'd like to see more of our videos in the future and help support this channel, please press the red subscribe button, and please press the bell to receive notifications for new content. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter by clicking on the links in the description. Until next time, this is Out Loud Geek.